You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts
right. Black and White Sports supporters. Well, I got to tell you, I did not think this would be coming out, that this would be catching fire the way it has. But you now have multiple people that believe Nick Saban is coming back to coach either college or NFL football. All right. You got a guy that was his offensive coordinator. You got a guy that played for him, that believes he's going to return somewhere. Now, we know how he feels about NIL. We believe that's one of the reasons he's not coaching. If I'm going to be quite honest with you, I'm going to be real with you. If I'm Alabama, I am backing the Brinks truck up and rehiring Nick. I know Ken DeBoer and blah, blah, blah. I don't care. That team did not look like the same kind of team with the same kind of aura that they had when Nick Saban was still there. I mean, look, he's 73. He's just like Belichick. All right, he's just like Belichick. In fact, he's in better shape than Belichick, to be honest. He could coach till he's 80 or 81 or 82 years old, probably. He's 73. I find the NFL thing very interesting because I always thought Nick would eventually come back to the NFL. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to tell you a team that's sort of interesting there. I still think that Schottenheimer is a one and done in Dallas. If this doesn't go, like if they don't make the playoffs, I think he's a one and done. I think Deion Sanders is on the table in Dallas. I think Bill Belichick would be on the table in Dallas. And it never crossed my mind, but Nick Saban makes some sense in Dallas too. Boy, it sure as hell would be interesting. Him and Jerry Jones. Belichick and Jerry Jones obviously is interesting as well. But, and of course, we're just talking out loud because this is the funnest kind of stories. Let's be real. Speaking of reporters at SEC Media Days on Monday, current Ole Miss head coach Lane Kiffin was asked if he would hire Saban if his former boss wanted back in the game. Quote, "He's not going to need me to hire him," Kiffin said. Via Sam Hutchins of the Mississippi Clarion Ledger, quote, "I don't think he's done. I think he'll be back. Whether that's college or NFL, I think he'll be back." Well, he wasn't the only one. His former quarterback, Greg McElroy, is coming out and saying he believes there's real talk related to Nick Saban coming back. Where's he coming back to? That's, oh man. Quote, this was what McElroy said, quote, "A very much in the know person that I have a lot of respect for and have spent a lot of time around and just really, really admire, they seem to think Nick Saban is not done coaching." McElroy said Monday morning on the Mac and Cube show in WJOX radio in Birmingham, quote, "He's pretty animated that he thinks Nick Saban will be coaching again." When pressed about his source, he said, "If it wasn't someone notable, I would never say a word." Reiterated McElroy, quote, "He is in firm belief Nick Saban will coach again in college football." So he's saying not the NFL, it will be college football. I think what Nick is waiting on, there's going to be some things that change involving NIL, whether it's like a salary cap, there's going to be some things put in place. And he's been asking for some parameters. And I think he's worked with Trump on this. When those parameters show up, boom, Nick's back in. If they get it done anytime soon. And let's be real. If college football knows that he wants back in, the SEC or one of these big powerhouse programs wants Nick Saban, then that's when you'll start seeing some real movement on everything. Kirby Smart, all right, Georgia's coach, weighed in. He doesn't think he's coming back. Quote, I called him and offered him Will Muschamp's job. I don't blame him. Smart said in Atlanta, mentioning his former Bulldog co-defensive coordinator. Quote, but he's overqualified, so he wasn't interested. Smart acknowledged his old boss's competitive fire, but said he doesn't believe the rumor of his return. I heard all the scuttlebutt and everything about it, and I almost laughed. It was like somebody needed something interesting to talk about yesterday, so they chose to go to Coach Saban and do it. The game's better with him involved. He is involved. He's passionate about it. He and I still talk and share ideas from time to time about defensive philosophies and a way to do things. He goes on to talking about he's still watching tapes. It's around another way to do something, to stay ahead of the offensive mind. And I think that's one of the unique talents that he has. He still loves that. He's still passionate about it. Saban has moved in the media since leaving Alabama in January of 2024. And, of course, that spawned the articles. All right? That spawned the articles. Brian Kelly of LSU, by the way, did say, quote, it would be better for college football if Saban is coaching. I think it's odd that McElroy and Lane Kiffin both dropped this out at the same time. That sounds like a let's start getting the word out. And I wonder if I'm just speculating because I don't know. I wonder if they've all got the same agent. McElroy, Saban, and Lane Kiffin. And that's how sometimes this works. The agent calls their other guys and say, hey, can you start percolating this out and around so it makes the rounds? And then all of a sudden schools are like, oh, Saban wants back in? We're going to start reaching out to his people behind the scenes. And you don't know it, that it's happening. And, of course, this article came out from SaturdayDownSouth.com. West Virginia, Ohio State, all right. USC, I find that very interesting. Because in Miami, of course, and then Auburn. I'm going to tell you why I find USC interesting. There's been a lot of word and smoke out there that Lincoln Riley wants the hell out of USC, that he doesn't like it out there, and that he'd rather be coaching either somewhere else in college football or he wants to go to the NFL, which is kind of surprising that Chicago, obviously, because of Caleb Williams, didn't go for a full court press, and maybe they did call Lincoln. I don't know. But I heard that towards the very end of last college football season, I heard Lincoln Riley wants to bleep out of USC. Now, word has it, they're spending a ton of money now, which they should. They probably got the deepest pockets of anybody in college football. I mean, they should always lead everybody in spending out there, USC. Ryan Day, had things not ended up the way that they did for Ohio State, I would have said, yeah, Ryan Day's on the clock. He may still be on the clock. Some Ohio State fans cannot stand him. I don't think he's a great coach either, to be honest. Even after the win, I don't. Sorry, not sorry. It's just the way I feel. That's crazy thinking, he just got it done. But, Barry Switzer won a Super Bowl. So, sometimes it's not the end all be all, if you know what I mean. Jimmy Johnson really won that Super Bowl still. Tell me what you think. Is Saban coming back? God, this is interesting. It is. I'm going to say yes. And I'm going to say it's going to be to college football, not to the NFL. Peace. I'm out. Till next time. Before we jump in, make sure you go to our merch store, our Make Basketball Great Again shirt, and our newest shirt that just came out. Both shirts are brand new. The American Flag Skull Fever Enforcer shirt. And use promo code CC22 for 20% off.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.